Samsung may want you to believe that the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is a huge leap over the previous generation, but the brutal truth is that it's a fine upgrade, but not the biggest upgrade we have seen thus far. But let's get into it with our brief hands-on session. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Google here on YouTube. Remember to thumbs up, hit subscribe, and then tap the bell icon to be among the first to watch our upcoming videos. Having spent a pretty fleeting period with the Galaxy Z Fold 3, it's easy to see that the best folding device on the market only really has competition from its smaller, cheaper sibling, the Galaxy Z Flip 3. By treating the two folding lines as separate arms of the same lineage, Samsung is ensuring that if you are thinking foldable, then you instantly conjure up the Korean brand. And I'm unsure if long-time Galaxy Note fans will jump ship though to the Z Fold 3, seeing as though we're not going to see a Note series device. With the S Pen Pro now an accessory that is tailored to work with the Galaxy Z Flip 3, it's clear that Samsung is intent on making a literal notebook smartphone device, and the Fold series already provides a compelling argument for that simply from a design perspective. Some people will be smitten with the idea that their flagship smartphone not only folds into a svelte traditional smartphone form factor, but it also provides that large internal screen, plus now includes popular Note series features with an additional accessory. It's somewhat disappointing that this sizable S Pen though is more akin to an Apple Pencil, but there is some fairly solid reasoning behind that decision. The S Pen Pro includes a little switch that lets you use it across its supported product lines. That includes the recent Galaxy S21 series and even selected Galaxy Tab tablet devices. Some changes also have been made to ensure that this new stylus doesn't damage the softer Z Fold 3 inner display, and that's an important decision. When pressing too vigorously, the tip will retract slightly to help protect the glass. It was immediately obvious to me that this probably won't fully protect the display if someone really decides they want to press with excessive force, but at least you'll have some level of protection if you sketch or write a little harder than you probably would normally or probably should normally on the inner display. I'm not entirely convinced though that people will want to carry around what amounts to a loose pencil. That said, there are accessories that will snap this to your phone with a specific case available, and overall it is a good accessory and one that might soften the blow or maybe incite Note fans who have suffered this year as a result of that series being discontinued. It's worth noting that the new S Pen Pro doesn't actually work as well with that outer display, only the fully unfolded portion, which makes it somewhat of a strange but sensible addition. Everything else on this device feels much like a retread though through the previous generation of the Z Fold 2. It's kind of a case of snip a little here, tweak a little there, and there's almost 0 point really trying to mess with what was a winning formula from last year. I personally thought the hinge itself felt a little bit more firm, but this is likely anecdotal given that the test devices were likely fresh out of the box too. One notable is that the selfie camera is now under the inner glass, and I must say it did prove to be a major step down over the previous generation, and images did look very hazy when I did try taking selfies. This could simply have been a glass smear or a bit of dirt on the glass itself, but switching back and forth between the new camera setups did really highlight some of the issues on the units I had the opportunity to get to grips with. That said, if you are a major selfie taker, it may be worthwhile just using the rear camera setup rather than the inner one. I do think though that going all in on 120Hz for the front and inner displays is a nice consistency focused upgrade, and I'd wager that most people still probably use that outer display more so than the inner display for quick access and kind of general quick usage. A refresh rate bump therefore does make a ton of sense here because it's consistent whether you're on the front or whether you're on that inner panel. At this stage though, the Galaxy Z Fold 3 appears to just refine in a few areas and improve in a few others, but most importantly, it kind of attempts to bridge the gap left by the glaring omission of the 2021 Galaxy Note series. I'm actually unconvinced that fans will be happy, but I think Samsung is moving in the most sensible direction, and this was kind of fairly obvious from an outside perspective for some time, mainly just due to that form factor. At this stage, the Z Fold 3 feels like a fairly modest upgrade and one to skip if you do own the previous one, but if you're new to the foldable generation, it might be the one to pick up. That said, we will have a full review of this device in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. And if you have any questions or thoughts, then please do slap them in the comment sections below, and we'll do our utmost to answer as many as possible when the chance arises. But until next time, this is Damien with 9 to 5 Google saying thanks for watching, and I will speak to you later.